Welcome to the Smoke and Mirrors nail blog. In this video, we're going to be swatching the Gelish Spring 2019 The Color of Petals collection. This is the full collection. As you can see, there are 6 colors. The first one is called Follow the Petals, and this color is a rose pink shimmer. Next, we have Gardenia My Heart, which is kind of a dusty purple cream. And actually, I'll tell you that all of the colors in this collection are creams except for that first one. This one is called I Feel Flowerful, and this is a light pink cream. Next up, we have Mercy Bouquet. And this is a kind of medium, leaning towards mauve purple cream. Our next pink is called Strike a Posy. This is kind of a medium, not too bright pink, and it's also a cream. And finally, we have this soft coral color called Young, Wild, and Freesia. We're going to start with our rose pink shimmer, the only shimmer in the collection, as I said before. It's called Follow the Petals. And this one is kind of light, very shimmery, really light, pretty pink. Honestly, this reminds me of a polish we used to have in my house. My mom and I would use it a lot back in like the 80s and early 90s. Because it's just a nice, I am struggling here to get these like bubbles. I'm getting bubbles in the tip. That's frustrating. It may just be the swatch stick actually. Okay, I'm going to leave that alone. So that's our first coat of Follow the Petals. Okay, now I'm going to do a coat of Gardenia My Heart. And all these colors are supposedly inspired by flowers, which is perfect for spring. So here's our first coat of Gardenia My Heart. Now I'll be doing the first coat of I Feel Flowerful. You gotta love these puns that Gelish has done with the names. So I was reading on glamour.com that petal nails are a trend to try for 2019, spring 2019 actually. So these colors might work well for that. That's our first coat of I Feel Flowerful. Now I'll do the first coat of Mercy Bouquet. This is the darkest color in the collection. This collection is just a lot of nudes and neutrals. My husband saw the full collection sitting there on the counter as I was getting ready to swatch it, and he was like, those look really similar. What's up with that? But actually, nude colors and neutral nails have been in for a really long time, and I think their popularity continues. So this is perfect timing for Gelish to put out a collection like this. This is our first coat of Mercy Bouquet. Next I'll be doing the first coat of Strike a Posy. And I do want to talk a little bit about what I do for my swatches, because I get a lot of questions about how do I prep my swatch sticks, and honestly, I do not prep them at all anymore. I used to do base coat, top coat, the whole 9 yards. Not anymore. I've found that even with clients touching them, me handling them, they hold up just fine with no base coat. So that's our first coat of Strike a Posy. Our last polish in the collection to swatch our first coat is Young, Wild, and Freesia. And this is one of the 2 sort of bright colors in the collection. They're also muted, as you can see. Yeah, it looks brighter on the bottle. So that reminds me that these bottles, as much as the manufacturers try, they cannot get the color bands at the top to be just right. So you really need to have swatches. So that's our first coat of Young, Wild, and Freesia. Now I'm going to do the second coat of our only shimmer in the collection, Follow the Petals. And you'll notice that I'm using a single nail swatch stick. And that's because the ones with 3 on it, the straight sticks with 3, I find that those, they're a little, it would be a little annoying to do swatches on, so I just prefer these. I'll leave a link to these somewhere on my blog so you can check them out. They're super cheap on Amazon. And I seem to have successfully kind of mediated the bubble issue at the end. So that's our second coat of Follow the Petals. I'll be doing the second coat of Gardenia My Heart. And so far for these, they're getting really good coverage with just 2 coats. Well, I'm only on the second one, but you can see they're pretty good. I don't think I would do 2 coat or any more than 2 coats unless you could see like a visible nail line and you really don't want that. Some people don't care. The colors are pretty either way, so that's the second coat of Gardenia My Heart. Now we're moving on to the second coat of I Feel Flowerful. And I'm finding that most of these, the color band at the top of the polish looked a lot darker than the colors are actually coming out. At least that's how it's appearing to me. So I'm going to hold this up for just a second. So it's a little brighter, not too far off. It's our second coat of I Feel Flowerful. Now I'll be doing the second coat of Mercy Bouquet. And this one, I think once you add the second coat, that's when it starts to get its full color. Can't really tell without the second coat. This is one of the ones I thought the band looked a lot darker on. Let's just check it out. Not too bad. Okay, that's our second coat of Mercy Bouquet. Now I'll do a second coat of Strike a Posy. I'm really loving these pinks. And I'm so glad that Gelish decided to include a couple purple colors because I feel like we need some softer purple colors from Gelish in the lineup. It's the second coat of Strike a Posy. And here's our second coat of Young Wild and Freesia. I called this a coral. I don't think it's quite tangerine or orange. It's very what I would describe as dusty, kind of muted. So that's our second coat of Young, Wild, and Freesia. So this is our full Spring 2019 lineup from Gelish, the Color of Petals. And as usual, you got my first impressions from these. I hadn't really done anything with these until I swatched them, because I like to see them for the first time when I'm swatching for you. This collection is, like I talked about before, it might be a little boring to people. I mean, most of them are not very bright colors. This one kind of is. This has a little excitement with the shimmer. Then there's the coral, which is kind of a different color. You got a lot of pink in here, a little bit of purple. So some people might love this collection. It might be perfect for some people, and they might hate it. It might be just really boring for people. But honestly, I think this is a good basic collection. Like we talked about, the neutral trend has been going on for a while, and this falls right in line with that. And so it's going to be perfect for a lot of clients, I think.